Hey guys, welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. Today I'm going to show you a couple of quick tips about how to create depth within your artwork. For example, I've created a podcast art cover art and I've got a bit of depth to it, so I'm going to teach you how to go about doing that. Let's get into it. So here we are in Photoshop. As you can see here, this is the podcast cover art I created for myself. You can see there's a bit of depth going on in here. For example, we've got the microphone here in front of the border. We've got the text here that's in front of the brushes. And then I've got myself layered behind the brushes. And then of course, we've got the border going behind myself as well. And then you can see the back here, we've got some speckles going on as well. So with all these different layers, we've created some really depth to this image. And today I'm going to show you a couple of different ways how we've created this graphic. The first off is how I created this border here. If you can come over here, I've created a rectangle, and what I've done, I've actually taken the fill out of it, and it's just become a border. So how I did that, so if I enable that for a second, I come down here, create a new layer, come over here to our rectangle tool and click on our rectangle tool. Then I want to select white, so this is the color here. Otherwise you can change that color to whatever color you'd like it to be. So I've selected white. Then what I do is I just start from a point here on my graphic, and then I just want to start maybe from here, and then just drag that across by holding down my cursor and just dragging across. And that there looks okay. And so you can see there it's completely filled. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of that and then just put like a border, or sometimes we call it a stroke, around it. So how we do that is we come over here, we click on the white box here. We want to eliminate that, so we click on the no color. So that takes the color out of it. As we can see here now, there's no color within the box. But then we want to put a border around it, or we call it a layer, we call it a stroke. So I click on this stroke here, on this box here, and these are the colors that you can select from. This is the colors I've used recently, or you can actually select your own personal color that you want by selecting on here and just selecting any color that you're after. You can also select in one of these ones here, so drag that up and down. But today I'm just going to go with white, so I'll just leave it as it is. Click on here. You can actually see the thickness of the border. So if we click on this little drop down, that gives us the thickness of the border. So if we expand that, slide that up, the border is going to get a little bit thicker and thicker as we go. So I want to put it to maybe around that there. See how that looks. Click back on the drop down, and if we go back over to our graphic, there's still a black line around it. Now if we click off that layer, which I'll just do here, you can see there is our white border. Pretty cool. Okay, so now we want to create some depth to that border. So the easiest and quickest way is making sure that we've selected our rectangle. Come over here to the eraser tool, so click on the eraser tool. We want to come back over here, so at the moment it's saying that we can't do that, but if we click on the graphic, then all we need to do is just click OK. And here we have our eraser tool. So to increase the size of the eraser, all we need to do is click on either the left or the right bracket. If we click on the right bracket, that increases the size, and if we click on the left bracket, it decreases the size. So I'll just leave it, I'll click on the right bracket there, and I will just slide this up here, and that there is where I want to make my first cut, and you can sort of see that. And I'll do that all the way down to the bottom of this brush, just by clicking on here, just using my cursor, and that looks about right. So instantly we can already see it's sitting behind it there, as we can see. And then we come over to where I am, so we want to set the border behind myself as well. Actually, I want to zoom into this a little bit more, so I'm going to go Command plus to zoom in. And then I'm just going to tap on the eraser here, just cutting out this border. Tap it to there, to the end of the lens. That's looking alright, maybe a little bit more just to sort of see how it looks. Okay, we go there, and then just over to the back of my neck. That's it there. Cool. Okay, if we go back out, we can see that now it's got some depth to it. So already we've created a bit of depth going on, which is cool. So there's another way we can create some depth as well to this image. So another quick and easy way to create some depth to this image, for example, like I say, is using a drop shadow. If we go over here to the brush, I call it the brush front. So this here is the brush that we created. Here, if you look in the link description below, I've also added in how I can change the color of that brush. But in the meantime, so here we go here, so we click on that, and I've actually put a drop shadow to this layer here. As you can see, if I click on this drop down, you'll see there's an effect, and the effect is the drop shadow. So if we click on that and go back over here, we can see now that that drop shadow is gone. If I turn that off and on, the drop shadow appears and disappears. You can see there. So how I've done that, I've just double clicked on the layer, come all the way down to the bottom here, and we've got a drop shadow. This is the settings that I've had, so the distance, the spread, and the size, and you'll notice that I've put it at 34% strength as well. So if I click OK, and then all of a sudden that there creates our effect of the drop shadow. So there you have a couple of quick tips using Photoshop and creating depth within your graphic image. If this is something you're into, it would mean the world to me if you hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to be putting out a whole lot more content around about tips and tricks using Photoshop, how to create content, photography, videography. This is my journey of becoming a content creator, and it would mean the world if you join my journey with me. Thank you again for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. See you then.